Welcome to Damn Good Movie Memories with your host, Brian Davis. This podcast is the cure for your long commute and super boring workday. Hey, it's Brian Davis, and for this week's episode, we're going to talk about our favorite character actors and actresses. Basically, these are actors that usually never become the leading man or leading lady, but they still deserve their just due. You see them in tons of films because they don't get that huge payday usually, but they constantly are working, and so you often see them more than the stars. And we feel we should give them some love in this episode, and I think it's a good subject. But before we get into our list, let me give a shout out to the Awesome 80s podcast. They gave Damn Good Movie Memories a shout out on their latest episode of Boomerang, which is the Eddie Murphy early 90s movie, which is hilarious. Plenty of character actors in that movie as well. I believe their next episode is going to be on the 1986 cult classic Rad, which features Bill Allen and Lori Loughlin, which we have talked about on this podcast before. I believe it was my underdog movie and definitely a cult classic. Could have been a guilty pleasure, but it's a great 80s movie. Is it a great movie itself? It's debatable, but Lawrence and Michael are going to get into that in the next episode. They'll just go way in deep, and so I can't wait to hear it. So again, thanks again for the shout out, guys. We love you, and we listen. And if you listen to this podcast, you should definitely be listening to the Awesome 80s because we're pretty similar in a lot of ways. All right, now let's get to my list of my favorite character actors. All right, I have a list in no particular order because I wanted to keep it fresh. I didn't do like a bunch of search engine searches just to find, a top list or something like that because I wanted to keep this unique. So I went by what was in my DVD collection, which is pretty robust, and also went off the top of my head. So let's see how I do, but I have a pretty long list, and let's just start from the top. And the first one is Keith David. Now, if you've ever seen There's Something About Mary, you'll know that Keith David plays Mary's father, and he's absolutely hilarious because he just has so many lines that I'll probably play some after I go through what I remember him in. But he's, one in particular when Ben Stiller has his infamous scene before he takes Mary to the prom and how'd you get the beans over the Frank? Stuff like that. He's in Men at Work with Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez, which is absolutely hilarious. Kind of plays this whacked out Vietnam veteran who kind of goes off the deep end, but it's still super funny. He's in a movie called They Live, which is a John Carpenter classic with Rowdy Roddy Piper. He's also in Platoon and many, many other films. I think I just recently saw him in The Nice Guys with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling. You definitely know him from his voiceover work as well.
Okay, kid, listen, I'm coming in, okay?
No, don't. Exactly what the hell is the situation? What, did you shit yourself or something?
Oh, I wish. I got it stuck.
You got what stuck?
It.
Oh! Listen, it's not the end of the world. These kind of things happen. Let's have a look at it.
Oh, for God, never say Shh. Shush. Sheila.
No.
Sheila,
No.
Honey.
Don't.
Sheila, honey,
You gotta come here. You gotta see this.
What? No.
Don't.
Come in here, honey.
Don't.
Don't worry. She's a dental hygienist. She'll know exactly what to do.
Hi, Ted.
Hi, Mrs. Jensen. How are you?
You okay?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Shh! Charlie, you could have warned me.
Keep it down.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Mrs. Jensen. I just don't want Mary to...
Okay.
I don't want her here, you know?
Let's just relax here, okay? Now, what exactly are we looking at here?
What do you mean? What?
Well, I mean, is it the
Is it the Frank or the beans?
Right.
I don't know. It looks like I think it's a little bit of both.
Break some veins! Break some veins!
What's that bubble there?
What do you think? It's a... Well, how the hell did you get the beans above the Frank? I mean, I don't know. It wasn't like it was a well thought out plan.
All right, the perennial. And when I came up with this list, this was the other one that came to mind, and she is brilliant, and she's in so many different films, and it's Joan Cusack. She's in a ton of John Cusack movies, which would make sense. You know, things like Say Anything and Grosse Point Blank, High Fidelity, but she's also in Working Girl, where she plays Tish's friend. That's Melanie Griffith, and she's great in that. She's great in everything. She's really funny in In and Out as the jilted fiance of Kevin Kline. I think her film debut was My Bodyguard, or one of them, and she was also in 16 Candles because she plays a hilarious scene where she's the girl in the neck brace. But she's also in Grosse Point Blank and High Fidelity, as I said before. Eve Arden. So I am a big fan of old time radio shows from the 40s and the 50s. And she's famously known as our Miss Brooks. She played Connie Brooks, a school teacher, and she's super, super funny in that radio program and eventually the TV show. But she was also a character actress in many different films, one of them being Stage Door, which had a ton of famous actresses at the time, like Ginger Rogers and Katharine Hepburn. Lucille Ball was in that. She plays a key role in Mildred Pierce, which won Joan Crawford an Academy Award. She's a ton of TV shows in the 70s, and I think younger people will actually know her as playing Principal McGee in the movie Grease. So there you go, Eve Arden. Terry Crews. So Terry Crews is kind of like the perennial character actor now. He's having a lot of success on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but he's also in a lot of movies like The Expendables, a lot of Adam Sandler films, because Adam Sandler, you know, say what you want about his films, but he's great with people that he likes, and you'll see the same character actors over and over again in a lot of his films. He's also in Bridesmaids as well. Maya Rudolph, she's in a lot of kind of those funny comedy movies. She's a great character actress. She's great in Saturday Night Live. She's also in Bridesmaids, of course. She has the infamous wedding dress scene. She's great in Idiocracy, which is a very underrated type of movie from Mike Judge. She's in Grown Ups, and she's also in Chips, which was not a good film adaptation, but she has a funny scene in that movie. John Turturro, here is a perennial character actor. He's in so many great films, and just to name a few is Miller's Crossing, The Big Lebowski, of course. He's in a ton of Adam Sandler movies. He's in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He's also in The Color of Money, so I can go on and on, but John Turturro is excellent. And then, almost like his brother, Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi is in some of those movies I just mentioned as well, but of course he's in Fargo and Reservoir Dogs, The Big Lebowski, many Adam Sandler movies, and Pulp Fiction. He plays Buddy Holly in Pulp Fiction. You'll see him pop up in films, and he's always great. All right, let's get a little older here. Walter Brennan. So if you watch classic films, if you watch TCM, you're going to see Walter Brennan in a film, but some of his more memorable movies that he was in, he plays the old kind of seafaring, he's not really captain, but he's like an old salt in To Have and Have Not with Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. He's in Rio Bravo. He's in Red River, My Darling Clementine. He's great in that. Pride of the Yankees and Bad Day at Black Rock, but he's in many other films as well. Thelma Ritter, if you've ever seen Pillow Talk, she's great in that. If you've ever seen Rear Window, she plays James Stewart's nurse. She's in All About Eve. She's in The Misfits with Clark Gable and Marilyn Monroe, which is Marilyn Monroe's last film. I think it was Clark Gable's last film as well. And also Move Over, Darling, which was with James Garner and Doris Day. She is a great actress. Jeffrey Tambor, who's having a lot of success now with Transparent, but he's been around for a long time and is a really good character actor. Done a lot of TV, but some of the more memorable films he was in, Mr. Mom, he plays Jinx in Mr. Mom. He's got some funny roles. He plays Zach Galifianakis' dad in The Hangover. He's in 3 O'Clock High. He's in City Slickers, and again, a lot of TV. Claude Rains. Now, Claude Rains, he definitely starred in a few films. Of course, he was the original Invisible Man. He was also the Phantom of the Opera. But for the most part, he was a character actor. And he was in some of the most classic films ever. Of course, he's in Casablanca. He is better known as Louis. And, of course, his line at the end, round up the usual suspects. And so you can credit him for that. He's in Notorious. He's great in Notorious with Ingrid Bergman and Cary Grant. He's in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, Now Voyager with Bette Davis, and Lawrence of Arabia. We're going to stay with the classic theme. Peter Lorre. Of course, he was in Casablanca. Reek! Yes, he is great. The Maltese Falcon, Arsenic and Old Lace, All Through the Night, and Beat the Devil. So he was in a lot of Humphrey Bogart movies, but he was excellent. Burt Young. Now, Burt Young is best known as Paulie, he's Rocky's brother-in-law in all of the Rocky films, and he's pretty much known for that, but he was also in a lot of great movies as well, like Chinatown, which is the Roman Polanski classic with Jack Nicholson. He was in Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. He's got some funny scenes in that. And then Once Upon a Time in America, which is a very long Robert De Niro movie. Harold Ramis. Now, Harold Ramis is probably better known as a director. He directed a lot of films, but he was also a key character actor in many films like, of course, Stripes, Ghostbusters. He plays Egon. He was in Groundhog Day. He was in Analyze This. He plays Diane Keaton's boyfriend in Baby Boom. He's also in Knocked Up. And he's in the movie Airheads, which is, I like Adam Sandler movies, but Adam Sandler, Brendan Fraser, and Steve Buscemi, who we answered earlier. And he's got a funny scene about playing a record music executive, and he's got a funny Van Halen kind of quiz that he gets quizzed on. John C. Reilly. Yes, he starred in the Dewey Cox story and Step Brothers, but for the most part, he's a character actor, of course, in Talladega Nights. He was in Chicago. He's excellent as the catcher in For Love of the Game, Boogie Nights, Never Been Kissed, and Gangs of New York, and plus plenty others. Brian Dennehy. If you grew up in the 80s, you've definitely seen Brian Dennehy in a lot of films. Probably his breakout role was playing the sheriff in First Blood, which, of course, it was the first Rambo film. He was also in Foul Play. He's got a key role in the movie Cocoon. He was in Legal Eagles. He was also in some really good action films called FX. So yeah, Brian Dennehy. All right, everyone's going to know this guy. He's super famous, but he's mostly a character actor, and that's Christopher Walken, because Christopher Walken's in everything, but he never ever seems to be the leading man. So he's great as Leonardo DiCaprio's dad in Catch Me If You Can. He's got an amazing scene in Pulp Fiction. He almost steals the show. He's funny in Wedding Crashers. He's in The Deer Hunter. He's in Annie Hall, A View to a Kill, where he plays the bad guy, the James Bond movie, which is one of the worst James Bond movies. But if you live in Silicon Valley, you'll appreciate it. And he's also in True Romance and Wayne's World 2. All right, Luis Guzman. You'll know him. He's in he might be he's one of the most recognizable character actors in a ton of films. I can't even do it justice, but he's in Boogie Nights, in Carlito's Way, Anger Management, and he's got a real funny scene in the movie Waiting with Ryan Reynolds, where he plays a cook in a restaurant. He's just hilarious. But he's in so many other films, I can't possibly do him justice. All right, Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper, yeah, you would think he's a star, but he was just a really well-known character actor, much like Christopher Walken. He was, of course, brilliant in Hoosiers. In Blue Velvet, Malin, I'm sure, might mention him because he's a big David Lynch fan. He almost has a starring role in Speed, but, you know, he's pretty much a character actor in that. He's the bad guy, he's the villain, but, you know, Keanu and Sandra Bullock are the stars, but he kind of makes... If you're going to watch the film, you're going to be watching it for Dennis Hopper. He's an Easy Rider. He was in True Romance, Apocalypse Now, Cool Hand Luke, the original True Grit, River's Edge, and here's some fun trivia. His film debut was Rebel Without a Cause. Danny DeVito. Now, I realize Danny DeVito kind of had some starring roles in the mid-'80s, most notably Twins, Throw Mama from the Train, and Ruthless People. But for the most part, he was also co-starring with other famous people. But for the most part, he was a character actor. Of course, he's brilliant in Romancing the Stone. He's great in L.A. Confidential, Johnny Dangerously, Terms of Endearment, and he plays the Penguin in Batman Begins. He's also got a funny role in Get Shorty. I realized that was a good pun right there. Melinda Dillon. You'll best know Melinda Dillon as the mom in A Christmas Story, but she was also in Slapshot, Absence of Malice, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and Harry and the Hendersons. Agnes Moorehead. Now, she is best known as Endora in the TV show Bewitched. However, she was a very well-known character actress, and also on the radio. She did a lot of guest appearance on Old Time Radio. She was the lead character, Margot Lane, in the famous Shadow Old Time Radio program. She also did, Sorry, Wrong Number, which was a radio program, radio episode on the program Suspense, and that's one of the all-time greatest radio programs ever, and she was really well known for that. But she was in Citizen Kane. She, if you like a Disney movie, she played the kind of the crotchety old lady who ends up really enjoying Pollyanna. Magnificent Ambersons, Johnny Belinda, The Stratton Story, and Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, among many others. Rick Moranis. So Rick Moranis, of course, was great in as Lewis in Ghostbusters. He was also very funny as Dark Helmet in Spaceballs. He's got a great character in Parenthood. He's, of course, Little Shop of Horrors and Brewster's Millions. Michael Cera. So we're going to get into more recent character actors. Michael Cera has. I don't have a ton of movies for him, but you can kind of see he's going to go in that kind of. I don't want to say Rick Moranis role, but you can see he's not really a leading guy, but he's great as a character actor, and he's great in Juno and Superbad. And even though I didn't like This Is the End, he's actually really funny in it. Ned Beatty. Now, of course, his film debut was Deliverance, and can you ever live down that one scene? But he ended up being in a lot of TV programs, especially in the 70s. But he was also Otis, Lex Luthor's sidekick in the original Superman films. He was in the movie Network. He was in All the President's Men, Silver Streak with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor, 1941, which was the Steven Spielberg comedy with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. He was in Back to School. He was in the movie Rudy. And again, like I said, lots of TV programs. Going more recent, I think Kat Dennings is going to be a really good character actress. She's having a lot of success now with Two Broke Girls, the TV show. But she was great as the friend in Thor, and she was also very funny in The 40-Year-Old Virgin, playing the daughter I guess it ends up being the stepdaughter of Steve Carell. I can't think. Catherine Keener is Keener? Is it? Yeah, it's Keener. Basically her daughter in that film. Jack Warden. Now, Jack Warden, he was in a ton of films. He always kind of plays this crusty, old guy, but he's super funny. I'm just going to go through the list of some of my favorite films he was in. He was in 12 Angry Men. He was in Used Cars. He's absolutely hilarious in Used Cars. He plays kind of a double role. He's in All the President's Men. He's hilarious as this crazy judge in Injustice for All with Al Pacino. He plays George Halas, the famous Chicago Bears coach, and he plays him in Brian's Song. He's in The Verdict with Paul Newman. He's in The Great Muppet Caper. He's also in Problem Child and Dirty Work and The Replacements. Kind of along the same lines, George Kennedy. He's in Cool Hand Luke. He's great in Charade with Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn. He's also very funny as Leslie Nielsen's partner in The Naked Gun. He's also in The Dirty Dozen and Airport. And Airport's well known because that is essentially the inspiration for what became Airplane. All right, so the last two are fun. I'll go with this one first because he's a fellow podcaster. It's Gilbert Gottfried, he's got a great podcast called the Amazing Colossal Podcast. I think it's Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal Podcast. But he's got all these old-time actors and actresses that he just talks about. So if you're into TCM movies, you should definitely check it out. But he's you know his voice. I mean, if you watch Disney films, of course, he's the voice of the parrot, and of course, Aflac. But he's also really funny in Problem Child and Beverly Hills Cop 2, Adventures of Ford Fairlane, and Look Who's Talking To. It looks like he's very good in sequels. All right, last, and this, the more I thought about it, I'm like, this is probably my most brilliant pick, because when you think of her, you think of, well, she's super famous. She's got to be a leading lady, and she really wasn't, and that's Carrie Fisher. Carrie Fisher is best known as Princess Leia, but really her career was never as a leading lady. She was always great as a supporting actress or a character actress. And just to go through a few of my favorites, of course, she's brilliant in The Blues Brothers, where she's the jilted fiance of John Belushi and tries to basically kill him the whole entire movie. It's kind of a really funny ongoing gag. She's in Hannah and Her Sisters. She plays Tom Hanks' wife in The Burbs. She's brilliant as Meg Ryan's friend in When Harry Met Sally, when she ends up marrying, I think she marries Bruno Kirby, or they end up moving in together. And she's also in Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. So she's in a lot of great movies. You kind of think of her because she's so famous as a leading person, but again, she never did. All right, I'm out of breath. I'm out of time. I spoke way more than I normally do. Hopefully, the rest of my wonderful guests do as much research as I hope they always do. And let's get into that right now. So for this week, we're going to talk about our favorite character actors and actresses with Sarah. So this is good. I don't know. Did you get any females on this one?
No, actually, I didn't.
But they're definitely out there. So one of my picks is Joan Cusack, because
she's awesome.
She's amazing, and she's never the lead, but she's always great as the supporting.
Why doesn't she? I guess it just people wouldn't. I don't know. That's true. I would believe her as the leading role, but she's always like that funny friend. Has she ever been in a drama? That's the other thing.
Probably.
Like, a good character actor to me is like, can do all facets, right?
She may have been. I know she was in Working Girl. She played Melanie Griffith's friend in the office.
She always kind of had that bizarre little lisp in a way, too.
Yeah, and she had the giant hair in that.
Oh my God, so did Melanie Griffith.
She's in a lot. She was in, she's John Cusack's sister in Say Anything.
And then in High Fidelity, she plays like the friend. Yeah. They've done a lot of stuff together. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So my top choice, which should I go in that order? Should I do my... Yeah. I'm
I can do it wherever you want.
So, is Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Hands down. And I actually didn't even realize that he would be considered a character actor.
Yeah, we kept thinking about it, but he is, yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's never been... I mean, he has done... The first thing I ever saw him in, he played Sid Vicious in Sid and Nancy. He was probably in his 20s. And I was like... Then I saw The Real Sid Vicious, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not even him. That's not right. So, but he has done everything from, like, freaking True Romance, which is... Must be White Boy Day. Where he is just, like, that nasty-looking pimp. And then in The Fifth Element, and then he'll play... It's funny, because when he was on Mean Tweets, and he's reading the mean tweet, and he's like... And someone write, Gary Oldman sucks, and his accents are fucking annoying. And Gary Oldman busts out, he starts laughing so hard, because he's like, he's had to do so many different accents. He's played cops. He's played, you never really see him do like a romantic thing, though. Is that what qualifies somebody as not the leading role?
Maybe, yeah.
Because you never see them get romantic with anyone. Know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
It's like Steve Buscemi.
Right, which is my number 2 guy.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I am... Not the most attractive guy. And for a while there, but he's funny. He like went to like MIT or something. He's like super smart.
He's also a reserve firefighter.
Is he really?
During 9/11, he basically was helping the first responders.
Oh, wow. Wait, I think I might have read that. Like his family, he has like brothers and uncles and stuff that are the fire. Yeah. So, it's funny because I loved him in like Armageddon and in The Island, which you wouldn't even like. People are like, he was in that. I'm like, yeah, he's got like the best one-liners.
Oh yeah.
And then I just recently binge watched Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah.
Which he's the main guy in it. And it's kind of creepy at first, like to see him actually in like a sex scene, pseudo sex scene.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I'm like, oh my God, why do people like it? But anyway,
but he's great in The Big Lebowski.
I know. And I know. And it's funny. He never cracked and like got his teeth fixed.
No, didn't need to.
They are reaching for you. Although he'll never do a 3D film because of that. Because those things will be like, what? Reaching out at you.
Piranha.
Right?
Yeah.
So, he was probably in my number 2 for many reasons.
Yeah.
But his range isn't as broad as Gary Oldman. Like, I don't think he's ever really done a super Boardwalk Empire. He's pretty serious, but it's like maybe it's that I look at him and I can't take him seriously.
Yeah.
Where my third one is J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
Now, he has done some gritty, like, he's more believable as the asshole than as, like, because he doesn't really necessarily do anything that's more funny. He's either an asshole, just the basic dad kind
You
of
might
guy.
know him now. Best known, does the Farmers commercials.
Yes.
He's the,
his voice is like,
He's the bald guy with the mustache.
Well, I remember I first saw him in Oz on HBO years ago, and it was pretty gritty, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then I saw he did that movie recently that I think he might have got an Oscar nod, but I don't know if he won, which is that Whiplash movie.
Yeah.
He was an asshole in that.
He was also, I was telling you, J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man. So he plays the publisher for that.
Yeah, I just saw him.
He's Juno's dad in Juno.
So. Right. And he was in The Accountant, too. I just saw that. Which, have you seen that yet?
I have not. But I've heard it's really
It's actually Ben Affleck didn't suck as much as people would have said that he sucked. So could have been worse.
Yeah, no, he's been in a lot of things, but never a leading actor.
That's funny. It's like for that, but even like I want to say like even Willem Dafoe has been a leading actor, hasn't he?
That's true.
He's been like
especially maybe in the 80s, like he was in that horrible movie Body of Evidence with
right.
Madonna,
and then he was in exactly. He's done like maybe one other one where he's kind of like some movies that went straight to video, but still he was the main guy. And man, he is just not cute to look at.
But that's the thing about character actors. I mean, they need to work, so they're in a shit ton of movies.
They'll take whatever.
Yeah.
Look at Ron Howard's brother.
Yeah, Clint Howard. That is actually he's in a.
It's funny. His name's Quinn.
Clint.
Oh, Clint.
Clint Howard.
What? Okay.
He's in some Adam Sandler movie where he basically says, "I know I'm not an attractive man, but I'm." Yeah, I think it was The Water Boy or something like that. He means a lot to me or something like that.
That's funny. Yeah, he's like, but when your brother's Ron Howard, you're pretty much guaranteed you'll get a film here or there.
I know, but Ron he was cute when he was Opie and everything.
Yeah,
and then
he didn't age super well. But then fate gave him a cute daughter.
That's true.
She's
Bryce
really
Dallas.
Cute.
Yeah.
I mean, does she look like her mom?
Probably.
Yeah. If not, two ugly people can make a cute person. It happens.
And the opposite has happened too.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, or it's like.
Or you end up looking like like Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley.
Although she had some plastic surgery, she fixed herself so that she's.
But that's brutal. I mean, your mom's Christy Brinkley, and you end up getting the Billy Joel genes.
So not nice. I know. Although, yeah, I think it was just the nose. That can all. She's cute
eyes
now.
Too. She has kind of the buggy eyes.
The kind of big buggy eyes. But Betty Davis.
That's true.
Could be worse.
Susan Sarandon.
I know. Yeah. So yeah, that's my jam. Those are my three peeps.
Those are great.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right, we're back, and Malin is back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So this week we're going to talk about our favorite character actors, and these are obviously people that maybe have starred in a movie or two, but for the most part they are in a ton of movies, but they're not the main actor or they're not the leading lady or something like that.
Right.
And so it's going to be fun to hear what people come up with, because mine was anywhere from the 1930s to present day. So,
yeah.
And I made it wide like that, so there are no rules for the most part. So.
Yeah, well, this one was scary because as I realized very quickly it could be almost anyone. I could come up with almost anyone from any time period, from any location. And I didn't want to do an exhaustive 100-person list.
No,
it would easily become 200 people.
Yeah.
So I did come up with a few. I hope not too many. And while I was thinking about character actors and actresses, I was trying to think, so how do I know if their leads or characters are supporting and what's the difference? And so the guideline that I put myself to is if usually when I watch a film and this person comes on screen and I think, oh, hey, that guy, or oh, hey, that girl, that's probably a character actor.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You don't know their name right off the bat or anything. Right?
Yeah.
If you do remember anything, it's their character name.
Right. Yeah. Or you didn't go into the movie expecting to see them necessarily, although sometimes I do. I noticed that a lot of my favorite, my 2 or 3 favorite directors rely hugely on character actors, and so a lot of them come from that pool. I'm like, and I was going through my list. I thought, I've only ever seen 3 or 4 films.
That's right.
But I have more than that. So I'm not going to read these in any particular order because to come up with a favorite would be horrible. And I limited myself as well to just 15 minutes of research because otherwise.
It's a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah, and there's no way I'm going to come up with my absolute favorites. So I just 15 minutes. Whoever popped up like popcorn in my brain, that's who I've got.
Cool. That's what I do too. So
cool. Okay. So I think I've got a pretty good list that way. I'll be screaming at myself later for the people I missed. But John Goodman, I have at the top of my
how did I miss him? Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
That's a great one. Yeah.
So John Goodman has been in tons of stuff, and I just love it when he's on screen. Mm-hmm. He's so much fun to watch, and he's usually I think of him as from Coen Brother films. Sure. He's been in almost every single one of them. He's a different character in each one.
Yeah.
And whether he's got a minute of screen time or 30 minutes of screen time, I don't know. I just
he
get a
the
kick
show
out.
Usually.
I just get a kick out of him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So.
And he's best known. I've noticed a lot of the character actors too that I found. They really made it in TV. He's probably best known for his TV role and in Roseanne. Yeah. But he's been in a ton of films. So.
Right, and for me, it's the other way around. I think, it's sad if somebody identifies him more with like his role as Dan Connor and Roseanne, because he's such an amazingly diverse actor outside of that.
I agree.
And I associate him more with film than with television. Although he was in another really good TV series. Oh, what was it? Treme.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was in the first season of that, and he was fantastic.
Yeah.
He was just perfect in that. But we're not talking about TV that much, are we?
No, not at all.
Okay,
but
good. We have some limits.
There were some of my picks that definitely had a great TV career, and it's worth mentioning. But for the most part, we're focusing on their movie work.
Okay, good. Another one, Grace Zabriskie. Do you know her?
No, but let me look.
Okay, so she's a fantastic character actress. She's best known for her work with David Lynch.
Okay.
From Twin Peaks, so that's TV. But I first encountered her. One of my guilty pleasures as a kid.
I know her. Now that yeah,
exactly. She's one of those people where a guilty pleasure as a kid. I was obsessed with Don Knotts and Tim Conway film.
Apple Dumpling?
No, the Private Eyes.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's ever heard of it, but it was filmed at the Biltmore Estate, and so. Of course, I'm like associating with architecture, but it's this really it's not a great comedy, except if you have a really twisted kind of fucked up sense of humor, and I did as a kid, So I thought it was great because it's this house, remote, huge mansion estate. A lot of it takes place at night, which is fantastic because people are going to start getting killed, and they do, like one by one. The entire cast almost gets killed. Fantastically dark comedy, and she's in it. She plays kind of a brutal maid with a very, very strong accent, and I just fell in love with her from that role as a kid. And I rarely ever see her. And then she came back and she did Twin Peaks, and she plays Laura Palmer's mother.
Okay.
And I think she has one of these scenes in the pilot of that show where she just she overacts to a point beyond belief, but manages to be deeply affecting at the same time. Okay. I don't know how she managed to get that balance. Not many people should or could be able to do that. That one scene. And she's fantastic throughout. So yeah, I absolutely adore Grace Zabriskie.
Yeah, definitely look her up. If you don't know the name, you'll know the face.
Yeah, I imagine with this episode, people are going to be naming a lot of people that you don't like. You can't like put the face to immediately, but you should definitely look people up.
And you've seen them, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this should be a research required episode.
Yes.
Yeah. Another one, Judy Davis.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, I'm so glad that you know. Did you include her on your list?
I didn't. But
fail.
Yeah. I couldn't do everything. Like you said, this could have been a 500-person list. So,
so I think Judy Davis is fantastic. She has this. She's just. She's a very distinctive appearance.
Yes.
But she's been in a lot of great things. She was in Barton Fink.
Yes.
She was in Naked Lunch. More recently, she was on the TV series Feud, playing Hedda Hopper.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and she was great in that. But I think I just adore her in Barton Fink, where she's this woman that a lot of bad things happen to, but she somehow seems to... I don't know. I don't want to say too much about it, but yeah. See Barton Fink, see Judy Davis.
I want to say that she's in the movie The Ref with... I
haven't seen it, but I think you're right.
With Kevin Spacey. Yeah, she is. With Kevin Spacey and Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary kind of takes them hostage.
Oh,
Kevin Spacey's married to her.
She's
it's a real dark comedy.
Yeah.
And
dark comedy. I should see it.
Yeah, because basically they're this bickering couple, and Dennis Leary can't stand them. Like he's he's almost like you guys deserve each other type of thing. So yeah.
I should definitely see that. Yeah. So you made me think. So I think one of the reasons that I didn't see The Ref is because Dennis Leary is in it. And I'm not particularly interested in Dennis Leary as a lead. And I sometimes, character actors, what do you think when they get put in like lead roles? Is it sometimes I don't know, I have mixed emotions about that. And it was never enough for her to be in that film for me to be attracted to it. But I think that's one of those instances where like, I don't know if I'm ready for her to be a lead performer.
I think it happens with Dennis Leary, this was the early 90s. He was kind of taking off with the whole MTV. He was doing this MTV shtick thing. His comedic career was taking off, and so they try it, and then they realize, well, maybe they're just better as a supporting role. My big one with that would be Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito, I think, was great as a supporting actor, and he's fine in movies like Twins and things like that. But to me, he's always great as the supporting guy as opposed to
It's like the lawyer in the War of the Roses, kind of like. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Even when he leads, it's usually there's many other people, like Ruthless People is great.
Oh my god!
But there's also Bette Midler
and
Helen Slater and Judge Reinhold, so there's other people to carry the film as well. So yeah.
I would argue he was great in that. I think he was.
Oh, I think he's great. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but I think they're. I don't know if people are going to see just Danny DeVito.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I would.
But they like him that he's in it.
Yeah. So another one, Steve Buscemi.
Definitely. He was definitely on my list.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Okay, I don't even know where to start with him because he's been in so many things. And, even 30 Rock. I was so happy to see him in 30 Rock. Yeah. He was fantastic. Did you see him in 30 Rock?
I haven't.
Okay, if you love Steve Buscemi, you have to see all of his 30 Rock episodes because he goes... They have him go somewhere that you would never expect him to go. And it's so beautifully fucked up. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've loved everything else.
Oh, yeah.
That's the problem with
Coen Brother movies, Adam Sandler movies.
I don't even know where to start. Like I realized as I was writing these lists of names down, I was like, I'm gonna have to come up with movie titles that they've been in. And I know I've seen like everything he's been in, but I
mentioned before, so I went through the laundry list.
Oh, so good. I'm gonna rely on you for that then. Okay, so now I'm gonna get Olivia Colman.
No.
British actress. Right now she's I think best known for being in the TV series Broadchurch. She had a cameo on Doctor Who. She's done a lot of TV, but I just absolutely adore her. She and like Miranda Hart, I'm kind of as far as like British supporting actresses, I'm totally in love with them.
Okay, she was in Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of things, but she's just kind of like there and gone.
Yeah.
But everything is like
really
perfect. In Hot Fuzz, she was the cop who kept laughing this really annoying laugh about the sexual innuendo.
Yes.
That was her.
That's her. Okay.
Yeah. And she just pops up everywhere, and for the last 5 to 7 years, maybe, every time you look left or right in British cinema, boom, there she is, there she is, and I'm just so happy about it. And in Broadchurch, she has this fantastic leading role. She seems to have a really good handle at comedic timing, but then also being really brooding. And anyway, so she's super cool.
Okay.
Okay, more Harry Dean Stanton.
Oh yeah, I was going to put him on the list. Yeah.
And you didn't?
I didn't because I was hoping other people would do it too. So
okay, okay, I got your bases covered. Okay, so for Paris, Texas, if you've seen that, he's Wim Wenders' film. It's really fantastic, kind of road film.
Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, he's all over the map. Absolutely all over the map. He was in Alien. He was had a grisly scene in
I forgot he was in Repo Man. Remember, he's one of the... I think he's one of the Repo guys.
I don't remember.
That's a cult classic. Ko-Han Luke he's in. Wow.
Yeah, he should basically be in everything, even if you don't notice that he's there. Just for reassurance.
Yeah.
He should just be there to have like the seal of Harry Dean Stanton approval on everything.
Yeah. I best know him for Pretty in Pink because he plays Molly Ringwald's dad.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I best know him now from Twin Peaks, although he's in a Twin Peaks original, but I'm obsessed with the new series, and he's got a choice role in that. John C. Reilly, going back to character actors who are really, really good at going back and forth between being supporting and lead.
Yeah.
And maybe even making sometimes supporting roles look
like we. Yeah, I mean, I think he was in Step Brothers. He's kind of connected with Will Ferrell now, Talladega Nights. But before that, he was in a lot of really great movies.
Yeah, he's got absolutely fantastic. I think he was in Chicago.
He was.
An absolutely fantastic role in that.
He's also in For Love of the Game, which is a Kevin Costner baseball movie. He plays the catcher, who is like he's got a bond with Kevin Costner, and he's very good in that too. So yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen that one, so I'll have to look that up. I'm getting close to the end of my list.
Wow. Okay.
That's fantastic. Okay, so Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah. So for all of the the mockumentary films like Best in Show
Yes.
and
She's in Home Alone too.
yeah, she's in Home Alone, but she's in Beetlejuice.
Yes,
that's
you're
where I
right.
fell in love with her, and so I think ever since Beetlejuice, every time I see her, it's like
Yes,
just
that's
happy to
Winona
see her.
Ryder's mom.
Yeah, and during the mockumentaries, I think she got paired up a lot with Eugene Levy, and they
Yes.
have a tremendously fantastic on-screen chemistry. And actually, I didn't know then, but I've found out since then that they were part of a comedic improvisation troupe before that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Canadian troupe, and they're working again now on TV.
Yeah.
Which is it's cool to see those collaborations span lifetimes and how they've changed in the characters. Just and to know that going back to those mockumentaries that they just feed off of each other so well.
That's a great pick. Yeah.
I'm not going to mention Eugene Levy, but I'm
He
kind of
deserves
like
to be in there
I'm
too.
giving
He
a
very
backyard
easily.
mention there.
Uh-huh.
But it's Catherine O'Hara that I
Yes.
just absolutely adore. Okay, so Joseph Cotton.
Yeah, a famous classic actor.
Yeah. So I should kind of despise him because he's so well, or he's kind of infamous for having been a notorious homophobe.
Oh,
I
didn't
just
know that.
figured,
No.
I just figured, if that's true,
Mm-hmm.
that was a different time,
Mm-hmm.
and looking back, I know what that means.
That's right. It couldn't come out. Yes.
I know what was going on.
But you're right. I was that's a great pick because I always thought of him almost as a leading guy. But you're right. He's in Citizen Kane, but he wasn't the main person. He was in The Third Man, but of course,
and even in Shadow of a Doubt, he's kind of the lead, but he's still a character actor.
I'm gonna have to cut on Teresa Wright. She's kind of the kind of the lead. That's who. Her name's Charlie. Uncle Charlie's stalking her, and that's.
Right.
But he's also great in Gaslight because he's
yes.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I'd forgotten he was in that. Love Gaslight, one of my favorite.
I didn't know that about Joseph Cotton. That bums me out. So, but yeah.
But Oh, and then one more.
Yeah.
Elsa Lanchester.
Thank you for mentioning. Yes, excellent pick.
Bride of Frankenstein.
Bride of Frankenstein.
Perfect. But she's been in so many other things.
Witness for the Prosecution. She plays the main character's. He was married to her in real life.
Mm-hmm.
What's it?
Charles Lawton.
Charles Lawton. They were married.
Yeah.
And so she plays his nurse. Of course, he's the prosecutor in the film, and she's brilliant in that role.
We should do a Elsa Lanchester movie marathon.
You could. She's in a ton of it. That's a great character actress.
Yeah. She's in The Spiral Staircase. She plays the maid, and I just adore her. She has this dog. I don't remember the name of the dog, but it's as. Yeah, and anyway, she's fantastic in that. She was in Murder by Death, a Neil Simon comedy where, again, a lot of people died. It's a dark comedy, fantastic.
She was in Mary Poppins.
Yeah, she was in Mary Poppins. Yes, she's been in so many things. She seems to play like a lot of maids, a lot of caregiving kind of roles, like support, like nurturing roles. Brides, in a medical sense.
Yes.
She was
almost the other thing, kind of like one of my main picks was Joan Cusack, and I think there's a lot of similarities with her and Elsa Lanchester.
Yeah, they're kind of eccentric, affected kind of.
Yeah, but they're always memorable in all the roles.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to leave it on Elsa Lanchester.
That's a great pick.
I have some other ones, but I just adore her so much. I think that's a good find.
2:30, Sir Wilfrid. Time for our little nap.
Oh, get out.
Betty, bye. We'd better go upstairs now. Get undressed and lie down.
What a nauseating prospect.
Upstairs, please.
Are you aware, Miss Plimsoll, that while in my sick bed I seriously considered strangling you with one of your own rubber tubes?
Come along now, like a good boy. Oh, no.
You take your hands off me, Miss Plimsoll. I'll strike you with my cane.
Oh, you'd never do that. You might break your cigars.
Cigars? What cigars?
The ones you're smuggling in your cane.
Cane? You could be jailed for this. You had no search warrant for my cane?
In hospital, he'd hide cigars and brandy all over the place. We called him Wilfrid the Fox. I'm confiscating these.
Can't I have just one?
No. Upstairs.
All right, Enrica's back.
Hello.
And she's not even waving at the microphone this time. This is good.
Yeah, sorry. I am so out of it.
This is going to be a fun interview. So this is good.
I don't even know where I am.
So you're
working so much. I'm knee deep in spreadsheets.
You're playing the character that is frazzled and
oh my god, I can't.
But you're
running into things.
But you're going to steal the show because that's what happens. So, all right. So this week it's a lot of fun because we're all coming up with a bunch of names, and there really hasn't been a lot of overlap yet. So I'm curious to hear what your list of favorite character actors are.
I'm excited. I mean, I'm still in the process of doing research, actually, but the one that really stuck out in my head when you mentioned character actors, first of all, I didn't know what it was. You had to explain to me. They always kind of play the same role. They're never, the main character, but they're usually a sidekick or a friend or a buddy. Exactly. And I immediately thought of Judy Greer.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Did somebody mention her?
No, not yet.
Great.
Good job.
There's an internet meme that Judy Greer does not deserve to be a character actor. Right. This woman needs her own movie because she's so talented, and she always plays the sex obsessed creepy friend. She was in, my favorite version of her was The Wedding Planner.
Yes. Yeah.
Obviously we know my love for that movie was her J-Lo's sidekick was definitely the best.
The one cool thing about character actors is you actually see them more than the stars because they have to work.
Yeah.
They're in all these different movies.
And they're always working. Whenever you scroll through their filmographies, they're in everything. And it's all the time.
Yeah, which I think is fun. So that's good. So that's a great pick.
Mm-hmm. And then I think my second one, I tried to find women because when I looked up character actor, and it could just be because I searched actor and not character
but actor kind of encompasses everything.
It's supposed to. But when I kept it to character actress, some of my faves came in, and one of them was Jennifer Coolidge. I don't know if you know her.
Yes, definitely. That's Stifler's
mom. Hilarious. Yeah. She's so funny, and I didn't know because she's not really my generation. I didn't really know who she was until she came in and was a guest on Friends.
Yes.
And there's a lot of 80s actors that I didn't know, or early 90s actors that I didn't know their work, but I was introduced to them as a Friends guest, and that was Jennifer Coolidge because she comes in as that British girl who pretends to be British, she's not really British, and she has this fake bimbo accent. She's I'm really good at dancing. She's dancing around, and I'm a huge Friends fan, so apparently the cast was just losing their mind the whole time. She was so funny and was cracking everybody up the whole time.
A lot of these character actors that we've been coming up with, they do really well on TV.
They do,
and Jennifer Coolidge, many people know her for as Stifler's mom in the American Pie series.
Yeah.
But she's also great in Best in Show, and she's in a lot of really funny movies.
She's hilarious. I love Best in Show. It's one of my favorites, and I didn't even remember that she was in it. And that's how I feel the quintessential character actor. You forget that they're in it, but they contribute so much.
They do. They absolutely.
They're really important.
A lot of times they are the most memorable parts of a movie.
Yeah, but the face just doesn't stick with you. You're who is that person? It's just someone.
This is going to be, and I was talking to Malin about these are going to be names that people are going to be looking up as they're listening to this. Because you might not know the name, but you're going to know the face and all the movies they're in.
And there's so many good ones. Another good one is Allison Janney.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love her. I don't remember which of her films really stuck out in my head, but she always plays the mom character. But
she's really Juno's mom.
Yes, yes. She's always the mom, but in a hilarious mom, and she delivers these dry lines that are just so good.
She's also in Private Parts. She plays, I think, one of Howard Stern's program managers.
Really?
Yeah, and Paul Giamatti. That was one of the first times I saw him too. Who was almost like a really well-known character.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. And then I guess my last one. I'm scrolling through them as we speak, and they're popping out into my, cognizance. But I scrolled over. I guess her name is Alfre Woodard. Do you know her?
No.
But she is absolutely phenomenal actress.
Okay.
I guess she's had a pretty long actor career.
Let's see what she's in.
I'll go through her IMDb, but I recognize her from True Blood. She played not Laurent, the actor who just died very, very tragically.
Oh, right.
Nelson
yes.
Ellis. She played Tara's mother, and she played like this. She's in Luke Cage.
Okay.
She's in Captain America: Civil War.
Okay.
State of Affairs.
She does look familiar, so.
She's had a crazy career. Like, all these character actors
Oh, wow. She's
are
in a lot of
amazing. Something new.
She's in Beauty Shop.
Love and Basketball. The 90s, she was in all these. Funny Valentine, First Contact. All these characters that are, you don't read the character name.
Yeah.
You're like, who is that?
She was in Blue Chips.
But she's in everything.
Yeah.
But I recognize her from her work on True Blood, and she is extraordinary. Like, she's one of the best actors I've ever watched. She played Tara's, like, drunk, alcoholic mom.
Okay.
But it was just so moving and such a good performance. And it makes me wonder, like, if these actors were given, real roles, how many of them, not that the roles they're not, they aren't real, but starring roles.
Yeah, larger roles, yeah.
How many of them would turn into
stars from that?
Like, major Hollywood A-list.
Yeah.
Oscar winners. Because there's so many Oscar winners A-listers that are, like, big in a few movies and then they die off.
Sure.
Like Katherine Heigl.
Oh, totally. They're kind of the flavor of the month. Or they adapt. Like, to me, my big one was Carrie Fisher. Because you think of her as a star, but really she's best known as a character actress.
She was really only in
Star
Wars.
Yeah.
But she was the friend in Sleepless in Seattle. No, in When Harry Met Sally.
Exactly.
She was so funny.
And she's hilarious in The Blues Brothers trying to kill Jake and Elwood.
Oh,
she's the jilted fiance, and then she's also in The Burbs with Tom Hanks. She's Tom Hanks' wife.
So funny, and the men are all like really.
Yeah, like Danny Trejo. I just noticed that.
Yeah,
like, he's like the
they all
bad guy.
Pop out. Like, they list Christopher Walken as a character
that was one of my
actor,
picks. Yeah.
but to me, he's an icon.
He is, but he doesn't always star in anything.
I guess that's true,
Yeah.
but you don't think of it that way. Like, you just think of him being one of the biggest, greatest actors.
Right.
You don't think of him as a character actor, whereas someone like, Philip Seymour Hoffman's listed.
That's actually a great one because he always plays those kind of side roles. But then he starred in Capote and he was great. So, that's going to happen from time to time. And I mentioned this on the mail-in interview. Danny DeVito. He's, to me, always a character actor, but he did have a peak there where he was starring in movies like Twins and Ruthless People and things like that. So, yeah.
I also love Stanley Tucci.
Oh yeah, that's another good one.
I love him so much.
Yeah,
I love him in The Devil Wears Prada. I love him as the parent in the Emma Stone film Easy A.
Oh, that's right. That's what I was going to think. Yes,
I think he was the mom was Allison Janney.
No, it was somebody else.
Some other character actor.
But she's in a lot of things too.
That's one of my favorite teen movies, actually, and it doesn't get like the greatest reviews.
I enjoyed it. I
enjoyed it so much, and I'll probably go home and watch it again.
Amanda Bynes is actually great.
Stanley Tucci is, and what was the last name? Pendergast, Olive Pendergast. Lisa Kudrow was in it.
Patricia Clarkson.
Clarkson.
Yeah.
Another great one.
Another great one. Yeah.
She plays like the kooky stoner mom so well. I love her so much because she was also in Bridesmaids.
She was, and then in Easy A, the teacher that she really likes is a good character actor too. He was in Wings.
Oh, I don't remember him.
What was his? So scroll up.
Sorry, listeners, we're totally on the internet now. We're actually have
Thomas Hayden Church. He's another good character actor.
He looks super 80s.
He is.
Yeah, he was in Sideways. He was in
he steals the show in Sideways because he's just the crazy friend. So
yeah. There's so many good ones. I feel like there's more good character actors than there are good actors.
Yeah,
starring actors.
This is why this episode's been really fun because I had about 30. Maylin had about 10. You have a bunch, and nobody's really overlapped yet. So this is good.
It's kind of impressive. You don't think about it. I think that's what makes it interesting. It's a little sad. There's all these incredibly hardworking, talented people out there that you don't know their names, but like Katherine Heigl's name.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. I mean, how many? There can't be if everyone was a star, that wouldn't work. So
I guess. But Stanley Tucci is the man.
No, he's great.
I love him in everything he does, everything he touches. Just love him. He was in the Hunger Games.
That's right.
He played. Who did he play? Oh, the crazy announcer guy with the crazy hair. And in the books, like, you have such a specific vision for that character. And I had a very specific actor in mind, or I don't remember who I had in mind, but I had a very specific vision of who it would be in the movies. And then I brought out Stanley Tucci, and I was like, oh, I don't think that'll... And then he got on stage and he was doing it. And I was like, yep, that's exactly what it is. He can do anything. He can do anything. He's amazing. I love him.
All right, my other brother Brian is back. Welcome back, Brian.
Thanks. Good to be here.
All right, for this week, we're going to talk about our favorite character actors. So far, there haven't been many... overlaps in our choices, which is great. So let's get into your list. It looks like you have a pretty extensive list. So.
Yeah. First, I did want to mention that I didn't want to take yours, but you said Joan Cusack before, and I think she's a perfect choice.
Oh, yeah. One of the but you can talk about her.
No, I won't. I just because you probably already did. But
yeah.
So anyway, I'll just start off with my list. No particular order.
Okay.
Claude Rains.
I picked him.
Oh, okay.
That's
awesome.
a good one.
Yeah. Great villain / foil character. I like it. Some of my favorite movies are the old Adventures of Robin Hood with Errol Flynn.
Oh,
He
that's right.
plays Prince John in that.
Uh-huh.
In Casablanca, of course, and he's the villain in Notorious, Hitchcock film. So.
And he did star in a few early, like he was the Invisible Man in the Phantom of the Opera. But
that's right. Yeah.
But he's definitely best known as the sidekick or the villain or the.
Yeah.
But he's always memorable in every movie.
Yeah, I love Claude Rains. Anyway,
great pick.
Brad Dourif. He's in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Okay.
His character is Billy Bibbit. He's kind of the stuttering character. He's pretty good in that. And then he's got a really long career. So more recently he was in Lord of the Rings, where he played Wormtongue.
Okay.
And then on TV he was a doctor in the show Deadwood.
Oh, okay.
So he's kind of good at changing his look and appearance and blending into whatever movies he's in.
Well, as we were saying, Malin and I were joking that this is the episode where you're going to be on your phone or whatever, looking up these people if you don't immediately know their name.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't. Yeah, he's a guy I remember just because I distinctly remember liking whoever played Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings, and then whoever played the Doctor in Deadwood, and I found out they were the same guy. I'm like, wow, Brad Dourif, and he's good.
He's also in Child's Play.
He's Chucky. That's right. Yeah, I guess he's the voice of Chucky.
Yeah.
So he's got a pretty interesting career.
That's a good one. Nobody's picked him.
Joe Pantoliano, Joey Pants.
Yes, that's a great one.
He's really good in Matrix. He's a good kind of sidekick to Tommy Lee Jones in Fugitive.
Yeah.
And I don't know, a bunch
Goonies?
of other things. Oh, he's in Goonies.
He's
that's right.
part of the Fratellis.
He's one of the Fratellis.
Risky Business.
Risky Business. And he's in, TV is in Sopranos.
Of course.
He plays a good kind of foil to Tony.
Yeah.
For one season there. He's really fun actor.
That's a great one.
I think he even won an Emmy for a Golden Globe or something. Eli Wallach.
Great. That's a great one. Yes.
He lived to be 98, so he's had a really long acting career. He was in, the favorite ones I like him in, he's in Magnificent Seven. He's the lead bandit.
Yes.
He plays Tuco, the ugly character, quote unquote, in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
That's right.
And then he's in his later career, he was Don Altabello in Godfather 3.
That's right.
And I don't know. I did note when I was reading, I researched him a little bit, and he was actually chosen to play Frank Sinatra's role in From Here to Eternity, and
really?
He turned it down because he wanted to star in a play by Elia Kazan, and then Sinatra went on to win the Oscar, and then every time he would see Eli Wallach after that, he's like, "How you doing, you crazy actor?"
That would have been a good.
Yeah.
You should have told me about that one. We would have done it for.
I didn't know until just now.
That's a great one.
Yeah, for your previous episode on that.
So I just saw a movie called Tough Guys, which I believe was the last movie for Burt Lancaster. He was in it with Kirk Douglas. It came out in '86.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, it's
back when it was out.
Yeah, it's on DVD now, so it's super fun. But Eli Wallach plays this crazy hitman that's trying to get these two guys were train robbers.
I remember that movie.
Yeah, they were trained
since the '80s since I saw it. So.
Mm-hmm. So they're train robbers that get out of jail. They're in their late '60s, early '70s, and Eli Wallach is trying to kill them as they got out. So it's really fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's he's really
great. And he kept acting.
He was in the sequel to Wall Street.
Yeah.
Money Never Sleeps, and I don't know, he's good in everything he does. Next is Peter Stormare, who is one of the villains in Fargo, one of the kidnappers.
Oh,
the Swedish guy, and he is Swedish. And he's also in The Big Lebowski as one of the nihilist guys, and he played a ex-porn actor called Carl Hungus.
Oh, yes.
I'm here to fix your cable.
He's also in Armageddon.
Oh yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff, and he was recently he was in John Wick 2.
Oh, nice.
As one of the
yeah, you're right.
Czech gangster guy. Pete Postlethwaite. I can't really pronounce his name
very
well. He played. I think people would know him most as the lawyer Kobayashi in Usual Suspects.
Yes.
Very kind of gruff Irish actor.
And if you saw The Town, he's one of the main.
Is he in The Town?
Yeah, he's one of the main gangsters in The Town.
He's in that. He's probably been in some other gangster movies. He's in The Name of the Father, which I really liked him in. He might have won a. I think he was nominated for In the Name of the Father, if I remember right. So he's just he kind of plays the same sort of character, but he's great at it.
And that's what we've been discovering with these character actors. I mean, you kind of find your niche, and then you just keep in it. And character actors have to work, so you're seeing them in a ton of films and TV. So,
they don't get the big payday, so they kind of keep showing up in a bunch of stuff and TV. And so there's some that's like this guy I saw in a commercial, and you see him in all kinds of commercials, and he shows up. I can't even tell you the actor's name, but it's just like this guy has this kind of very generic kind of Midwestern face, and he's in a whole bunch of stuff.
I know. Did he play J. Jonah Jameson in the?
J.K. Simmons. He's
J.K.
Simmons. No, that's a different guy. He's
in those
character actor
farmers
too.
Commercials.
He's like he showed up on my email today,
and he's in a ton of stuff.
He won an Oscar for what's the drummer movie? I can't think of the name of it. A couple years ago. Anyway, he
was also
supporting actor.
He's in a ton of stuff. He also did. I think he was Juno's dad in the movie Juno. And Allison Janney, who Enrica picked, also played Juno's mom. So they're great character actors.
Janney, I didn't list her, but she's good.
She's great. That's a good one.
Rick Moranis.
I picked him
for Ghostbusters and Spaceballs mainly. I guess he starred in some things. Technically, he's like one of the stars of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And Strange Brew, although Strange Brew is kind of
it's a cult classic.
It's a cult movie, so I don't know. He's definitely doing a character role.
And I guess he stopped acting for his children.
He basically retired, and I don't know. I think Mel Brooks was recently trying to coax him out of retirement to do a sequel to Spaceballs.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know if that's happening. I keep hearing like rumors about it. I don't know.
That'd be fun.
Probably too many people. I mean, there's not going to be John Candy for one.
Joan Rivers.
No Joan Rivers. So I don't know, but he's a good one.
Yeah.
John Turturro.
Definitely picked him. Yeah.
Kind of sometimes a leading man, but I loved him in Quiz Show, Big Lebowski as the Jesus, Miller's Crossing.
Yeah.
Basically every Coen Brothers film he's in.
Pretty much.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
He's in a lot of
Barton Fink.
Barton Fink. Definitely.
He's kind of the lead in that one, right?
Yeah, he's definitely on the movie cover. He's also in a lot of Adam Sandler movies, and Sandler likes to bring in a bunch of people.
What was he was in the hollow leg and
Mr.
Deeds. I think.
Mr. Deeds. He plays the butler.
That wasn't even that good, but he was funny.
He's hilarious in it.
Yeah.
He's in Anger Management too.
Okay.
With Jack Nicholson.
I saw that. Yeah, I can't remember, but he was just funny in those kind of roles. Steve Buscemi.
They kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, they show up in the same Coen Brothers movies sometimes. He was in Fargo. Big Lebowski is a more understated role. I mean, he was in Ghost World, which was a really cool movie.
Yeah.
The geeky record collector guy. I don't know. I mean, he had the leading role in the series Boardwalk Empire.
Yes.
I think that show kind of didn't work because he is such a character actor that it was hard to have him as like your lead role. But
he's also great in Reservoir Dogs.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Pink.
Of course, Mr. Pink.
Countless.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, who he definitely had lead actor roles, but I think maybe he started off more as a character actor, to me, or in my mind anyway. And I liked him a lot in Boogie Nights, and again Big Lebowski. Big Lebowski is basically a whole bunch of character actors coming together with Jeff Bridges and John Goodman.
And Malin definitely picked John Goodman. So those
John Goodman. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's in so many things. It's almost like he crosses the line too. I think between lead and character actor.
I just watched the movie Trumbo yesterday.
Oh,
and John Goodman's got a great role as one of the main movie studio guys that he owns his own film company, and Trumbo has to go to him because he's blacklisted.
Yeah.
And he's great in it. Yeah,
nice. Really he was a movie studio guy in Argo, right?
Yes.
Alan Argo.
Yes. Yeah.
Tilda
Great
Swinton.
list. Yeah.
Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
She's like, whatever role she's in, she totally embodies it every single time, and it's always some kind of weird character.
Yeah.
And she's awesome.
And she was just
basically everything she's in.
I just saw her in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, she was the Ancient One. I think that's the name of the character.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So she was good. Although people were upset that they didn't cast an Asian character for that, which I can kind of
that's
understand.
fair,
but it's whatever. It's just
she does a great job. In the role.
It's hard to argue with Tilda Swinton.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think the Ancient One is a male anyway in the comic books, so they at least went off a different direction
right.
for part of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So pretty much everything. And then the movies she starred in. I mean, I don't know if you ever saw that movie Orlando.
I didn't. No.
Heard of it? Mm-hmm. She plays a character who basically kind of reincarnates or just keeps living and has different lives, different roles.
Okay.
In his/her life, and it's just I don't know. It's totally weird. I can't.
There's
another one where there's like a genetic. There's some weird sci-fi movie that she's in where she's like a geneticist. And I don't know. She's in some weird stuff, and she's amazing in pretty much everything. Catherine O'Hara.
Yes.
I'm thinking a lot of the what's the SCTV people. She's I don't know. I really like her Best in Show and the other. Christopher Guest.
Yeah, I don't know if Malin or Enrica picked her, but she's great. And she's even in Home Alone.
She's the mom. Yeah, she's good at that. I like her, especially in Best in Show.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Madeline Kahn.
Oh, great one. Yes,
because she's in a couple of my favorite comedy movies: History of the World Part 1, Young Frankenstein, and I have a soft spot for the movie Clue. That's one of my guilty pleasures.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, she was like
mainstay of Mel Brooks.
A lot of, and this is another theme that came up. That a lot of the directors would reuse their favorite actors in a lot of things, and that made sense. And she definitely was a Mel Brooks character actor.
And speaking of which, the last one I have is Cloris Leachman.
Great one. Yeah.
Frau Blucher.
Yes. She's in a lot of, and she's kind of having a resurgence now because she's in a lot of TV shows. And
I think she does some voice acting.
Yeah.
So,
that's all great
she's
one.
Over in her 80s still.
I know. Well, it's kind of like Betty White. I mean, Betty White, she, even though she's more TV, but it's kind of cool to see people find a resurgence. So great job as always. Thanks, Brian. All right, Winley is back. Welcome back. I think you took a few weeks off.
I did. I was on vacation.
That's right. Did you do John Hughes movies? No, you didn't even do John Hughes movies.
I didn't do John Hughes movies.
Oh, wow.
No.
Then those are your faves. Oh, that's right.
They're not my favorite. I'm not a John Hughes fan.
Well, maybe you were. I don't even remember. I can't keep track of everything. Anyway, this week we're going to talk about our favorite character actors. And so you were kind of dreading doing some research, but I think you did, and now you have
I figured out which they are. I hope so. I don't know if it's a good list.
Okay, well, let's jump right into it.
Well, I've divided them up into... First, I divided them by gender.
Okay.
So I'll name my favorite male.
Or do you want to go back and forth?
Sure.
We'll go
gender,
male,
female, female. Okay, so number one for male character actors, John C. Reilly.
Yeah, great. He was on my list.
Oh, stop it! I don't want to have crossover.
No, but he's great. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What are your favorite?
John C. Reilly. Yeah, of course, Talladega Nights. Yeah. He's very funny, but he's also really good at Magnolia. I don't know. He just always plays a good
sidekick,
goofy sidekick, likable. He's warm and likable. I just really like him.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, he's good. And then on the female side, I have Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, actually, too. I did pick her.
I love her. Yeah.
But, she's great. She's in one of the Best in Show.
Yeah, is in all of those, and a lot of So I think a lot of the folks I picked were either Coen Brothers or Best in Show. What's
those comedy troupes?
Yeah. What's the guy's name?
Eugene Levy.
Runs it. No, Eugene Levy's awesome, but not the guy that creates them. That's always in them. Christopher Guest. Sorry, Christopher Guest.
Yes.
Yeah, directs them.
Waiting for Guffman and
Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Is she in Spinal Tap? I don't know.
I don't think she's in Spinal Tap, but she's in Best in Show, and
she's the mom in Home Alone too.
Yeah, she is. Right. And the mom in Beetlejuice is my favorite.
Yeah,
role
she's
of
great. Winona Ryder's mom. Stepmom.
Yeah,
that's right.
She's sleeping with Prince Valium.
That's right. Okay, let's go male.
John Goodman.
Another good one.
Yeah, he's also in all the Coen Brothers. Mm-hmm. A lot of the Coen Brothers, of course, in the Big Lebowski.
Yes.
Shabba Shamash. He's also in, well, he kind of stars, I guess if you can call it a starring role, in Cloverfield, the next Cloverfield movie. I don't know if you've watched it.
I haven't.
It's just like he's the bad, I mean, he is the bad guy. Not to give any spoilers away, but it's hard to be scared of John Goodman, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I can't be scared of him. He's like everybody's dad. I don't know. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just think of him as Dan in Roseanne.
That is what he's known for, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of character actors are big in TV, too, because they just got to work.
That is the crossover, is TV.
Okay, so next.
Female? Yep. Diane West.
That nobody's picked her. That's a
Diane
great
West?
one. Yes.
Oh my god, she's so good. I love her in Edward Scissorhands.
Yep.
She's the mom in
and
Edward
she's the mom. She's like the perennial mom. She's
yeah,
in
always.
Footloose.
Oh, right. She's the mom in Footloose. That's right. I've only watched that here.
And a great mom in Parenthood.
Oh, yeah, I love Parenthood too. That's a good movie. She's
Martha Plimpton's mom.
Yeah. Right.
And actually, Joaquin Phoenix's mom, because he's the kid.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. But I think his name was Leaf at the time. But
Leaf Phoenix. Maybe changed it to Joaquin.
Yeah, he was the kid into porn. Remember?
Yeah, that sounds weird. Right. That's
she had the electric candle holder.
yeah, good one. Yes. Good.
Great one. Okay, so let's go.
Next one, Ron Perlman.
That's a great pick.
But he's also he stars in Hellboy, but I've loved him before.
But he's mostly a character actor. He's even a character actor in Police Academy 5.
Oh, see, I don't. I've never seen him in that.
Why
I
would
like
you?
him in the City of Lost Children a lot. Yeah. It's really good.
He also plays the Beast in the Beauty and the Beast adaptation, right?
He plays it in the TV show.
Yes. Yeah. Not the movie.
Wait, not the movie.
Yes.
No. He's a little.
With,
I don't know if he's too old for
Linda
that.
Hamilton, right? From the 80s?
Yeah, that's who it is. I just did Ron Perlman. Yes. Oh, okay, Frances McDormand.
Great one. Nobody's picked her, so yeah.
She's wonderful, though she also stars in one of my favorite movies, Fargo. Yep. But I mean, I just love everything. And she's in all of she's in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I mean, she's in a lot of the Coen Brothers, so I do have a theme of choosing Christopher Guest or Coen Brothers.
She was also she starred in one of her early roles. Oh, she's in Almost Famous. She plays the boy's mom.
Does. Yeah, right.
Blood Simple. I think that was her first movie. It was
she's the Coen Brothers movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's their first feature film.
First movie, and then Miller's Crossing. Mm-hmm. It's Blood Simple, then Miller's Crossing.
Yeah.
And they met. That's where they met.
Right.
She's married to. I don't know which one she's married to. She's married to one of them, John or Ethan.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, but she's great. I'm glad you brought her up. So.
Okay, yeah. Frances McDormand Liver. Now I'm on male. Okay, so I picked only because he just passed away is Martin Landau.
Yes.
Just for his role in North by Northwest, but he's in a lot of he's in a lot of stuff.
Ed Wood, he plays Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, that's funny. I know he's in Ed Wood. I don't have that could have been one of my one and done.
Yes,
I only see Ed Wood
true.
once, and I think it's a great movie, but I don't feel like seeing it again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's so bitter as Bela Lugosi. He hates Bela.
Yeah,
he hates Boris Karloff.
Those right.
And so I will play it because I'm not going to do it justice.
Mr. Lugosi, I know you're very busy, but can I have your autograph?
Certainly.
You know which movie of yours I love, Mr. Lugosi? The Invisible Ray. You were great as Karloff's sidekick.
Karloff? Sidekick? Fuck you! Karloff does not deserve to smell my shit! That limey cocksucker can rot in hell for all I care!
What happened?
How dare that asshole bring up Karloff? You think it takes talent to play Frankenstein? It's all makeup and grunting.
Bella, I agree 100%. Now, Dracula, that's a role that requires talent.
Of course! Dracula requires presence. It's all in the eyes and the voice and the head.
That's right. You seem a little agitated. You want to go outside and get some air?
Bullshit! I'm ready now. Roll the camera.
That's funny. Well, he's really good in Yeah, I just love him in North by Northwest. He's super young.
He is.
He's weird looking as a young
Yeah,
man,
you always
too.
think of him as an old guy.
Yeah, but he's like very strange looking as a young man.
Let me see what else he was in, because he's been in a ton of stuff. So, let's see.
He gets him drunk. They force feed him liquor in the beginning of the movie. And then obviously later in the kidnapping scene.
Wow, he's even in Cleopatra. And Frankenweenie.
Oh, he's in Frankenweenie?
Yeah.
I love Frankenweenie.
Yeah.
The original.
Yeah.
Tim Burton did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so female.
Yep.
That was Martin Landau. Angelica Houston.
Great. Yes.
She's one of my favorites.
Prizzi's Honor.
Yeah, so all of those. She did all the serious roles, but then she did the Addams Family. She played Morticia Addams later, and she's in the Royal Tenenbaums. So I love her as the mom in the Royal Tenenbaums.
I want to see, were they thinking about casting Cher instead of Angelica Houston?
As Morticia?
Yeah,
maybe.
I could be wrong, but...
I think a lot of people said I think they said when they cast... Some critic said, when they found out it was Angelica Houston and... the guy
Raul
who passed
Garcia.
away. Yeah, Raul Garcia. They're like, they're doing the good version. They're going to do it well. It's going to be the classy version. These are classy, classier actors than say Cher or someone else that could have played Raul.
That's a great pick. Yeah, I forgot about Angelica. Okay.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I just have. I have two here that I don't know will count. I put Dan Aykroyd.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, is he? I mean, he did start. I mean, he was kind of a big star, but then he does a lot especially in his older, Driving Miss Daisy.
Yes.
He plays her son, and he he kind of took on that character acting role later. Mm-hmm. Well, later 80s. Is that the 80s? Driving Miss Daisy, 80s or 90s?
Late 80s, early 90s.
Early 90s, something like that.
I just saw him in Grosse Pointe Blank. He was the hitman.
See, he's always he's kind of has these little roles here and there.
Yeah, I think it's hard for most actors and actresses as they get older, especially for actresses.
Yeah.
It's sort of tough to be a leading lady unless
for
you're Meryl
actresses, of course.
Yeah, unless you're Meryl Streep.
And Dan Aykroyd put on a lot of weight.
He
kind of
did.
like Alec Baldwin
did,
who then went to TV, right?
I kind of compare Dan Aykroyd. He had a different career path. Like Danny DeVito, would star in a few films.
I would say Danny DeVito's a great sidekick too.
Yeah.
He was possibly on my list. The other one I had was Bill Murray, though I know he's also kind of an A-lister. But I don't know.
So I went with Harold Ramis because I think he's
that's
more
a great one. Yeah,
but he then became more of a director. So
yeah,
and I think Aykroyd's more of the ensemble at this point. I don't think he the only movie I remember him in where he was the main star was Dr. Detroit, and that didn't do well at all.
Dr. Detroit, I forgot about that.
But
he also kind of stars in the Blues Brothers.
He does. He's a co-star.
Right.
He's a co-star with that. He's co-star in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Trading Places.
Right. So he had his time. Anyway, okay.
Those are all good.
My last female one, and now she is more of a star, but she did start as a character actress, was Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, and Brian Provenzalo.
He did, because she just changes her look constantly. It's crazy the transformation she goes through. She plays a really elderly woman in the hotel. It's the newer Wes Anderson movie. I can't remember the name of it. But
I know what you're talking about.
She plays an elderly woman.
And she's also in Doctor Strange. She plays the main character.
Yeah, well, in Doctor now she's starring in things. I feel like she's getting a lot of recognition.
But even that's a supporting role because Benedict is
exactly.
the star.
And even in the Amy Schumer movie, she plays a super, because she's super androgynous, boyish. In this one, she plays Trainwreck. Yeah, she plays a total LA or New York, high power woman with the fake tan and the hair. Yeah, very good.
No, she's a great actress. So.
Yeah.
All right, great job.
That's what I have. That's all I have for you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
All right, this week we're going to do character actors with Samantha, and she's kind of worried about her list, but she always does her research, so I'm not worried at all. I think it's going to be brilliant.
Oh, thank you. Kind of.
Now you're on the spot. Now you have to come up with something good.
Yeah, this one was really tricky for me because I watch a lot of movies, I watch a lot of TV, but I've always just kept more on top of the leading roles. So this really had made me think about people that I didn't really consider as being lead actors, but more of specific types. And then I actually looked up the definition of a character actor, and it's someone who plays more quirky roles or can morph themselves between different types of things. And So yeah, because my always like thought of character actors were the guys from like the old movies.
Yes.
Who you'd see in like every movie from the 40s playing like the cop or something.
Exactly.
But I can never I don't identify them. It's just like, oh yeah, I recognize that guy. But
you don't know his name.
I don't have any like old film references for this. I bet you probably
I did.
have a few.
I threw in some of the more well-known ones. Like Peter Lorre, guys like that. So yeah, those are definitely worth. But yeah, I know who you're talking about. Like there's this one guy that's always a cop, and he's always like the kind of like the gangster cop. So those are always fun. But yeah, if I were to mention his name, everyone's gonna have to look him up. So,
you'd have to like watch some sort of compilation on YouTube.
Exactly.
So I tried to go with a couple. I picked 2 modern actors who have done like do lead stuff, but also have just kind of. They transform themselves for their roles. So I went with Tilda Swinton as one of them. Did anyone else?
A couple, actually, people in a row have picked her, but it's a great pick.
I thought I was being really, really clever with her because I've been following her career a lot, like in the past few years, because she's just done so many things, and she kind of pops up, and you don't know it's her right away.
Right.
So she's more of like kind of a physical. She disguises herself, but she kind of plays the similar type of character, like kind of the weird lady or something, and
some mysterious figure.
Yeah, mysterious figure, kind of an otherworldly type thing, and because she's been in a couple of the recent Wes Anderson movies. Right. She played like the old lady in the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yes.
And like you didn't even recognize her right away, but you could tell it was her just by how she portrays herself. Yeah. And
but that's good. I mean, that's smart for her because character actors have to work a lot because they just have to stay in there. And so if you can adapt yourself, I think that's really good. So.
Yeah, so I really liked her turn in that movie. That was really funny. And then also in Snowpiercer.
I haven't seen that.
Ooh, it's a fun one. It's made by the Korean director. Let me say his name correctly.
Okay.
His name is Joon-ho Bong. Yeah, he's a director. He did like kind of a couple horror movies.
Okay.
Before then, and this was his first like English language movie. And he also just came out with Okja. It's this Netflix movie about like this animal.
Okay.
It's next on my list. Tilda Swinton is in that as well.
There you go.
So I might be watching that this
weekend. And that's
weekend.
one common theme we've seen. Certain directors are more apt to pick the same people. Yeah.
Yeah, like just off subject, but Quentin Tarantino always works with character actors.
Yes.
Like you have Steve Buscemi and then what's his face, Marsden.
Yeah.
No.
No, I know you're
Marsden.
Yes, I know him. I'm looking at his face. He's the guy that cuts off the guy's ear in the Reservoir Dogs. I know exactly who you're talking about. I always forget his name. I can't believe it.
Michael Madsen.
Yes.
Marsden.
You're thinking James Marsden, who's actually a good character actor too.
Yeah.
And so like the Coen brothers often use the same character actors, but that's a good one.
Yeah. So just sleeping back. Yeah, Tilda Swinton. Okay. She played this really creepy looking, like kind of evil lady in Snowpiercer. And yeah, I really like following her career, see what kind of random stuff she's going to do next. She's going to be in the Suspiria remake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll see how that is. And yeah, so I don't know if I have much more to say about her. But
okay, so that's a good pick.
That one came up. I'm sad. Someone
else picked her? Well, okay, let's go with your next pick. Let's see if
so another newer person I thought of was John C. Reilly.
Oh, So you're at the victim of these are great picks. You happen to go last. That's all.
Because it happens when it's Friday.
That's right.
And I don't have a lot of unique thoughts for this one.
That's okay though. But he's usually like the quintessential character actor.
Yeah.
I mean, he does star in a few things, but
in like current, I guess my generation, in the movies I've seen in the last 10, 15 years. But yeah, John C. Reilly's great. I love what he did. I've mentioned already, I think, Chicago on this podcast. I love his character in that movie. It's so sad. And then Talladega Nights, of course. One of the greatest films of all time.
That's right.
Just a star.
What was his name in Talladega Nights?
Oh, give me a second.
Because he ends up hooking up with Will Ferrell's wife in the movie. Yeah, because they have like a catchphrase for their shake
Cal
and bake.
Naughton Jr.
That's right, Cal.
Cal, yeah. It's Ricky Bobby and
yes.
Cal. So, yeah. He's just so talented in many ways. Like, he can sing, he can do comedy, he can do serious
He has been in serious films.
I recently watched the movie The Lobster.
Yeah, I haven't heard
Actually,
of it.
not recently.
Okay.
I saw it a while ago, but it's a movie that I keep thinking about because it was one of the stranger films I've seen in a while. It is with Colin Farrell and Rachel Weisz.
Okay.
And it's about, like, in the future, people who, if you're single, you're forced to go to this hotel and you're matched with someone, or you're not really matched, but you have to find someone. Okay. And if you don't find a partner within 45 days, you're turned into an animal of some sort.
That's actually a brilliant premise. I've never heard of that before.
And so it's a dark comedy, and
so then when you're turned into an animal, do they keep following those people that turned into animals, or did they even go there?
No, it's just kind of they're released into the...
I think that's the natural sequel, to find out if they find love as an animal.
I don't remember. There was like they did go into a bit about like what happens, and like Colin Farrell's character, I believe it's his character who he has a dog with him, who's his brother. Because his brother never found anyone, so he chose to turn into a dog because he could be someone's friend.
Right.
Always he could stay, but then like Colin Farrell wants to become a lobster because they live forever or something.
Unless they get eaten. So
yeah. And then so John C. Reilly has like a side role in that, and he has, I think, his
I want to be
character...
a tortoise. You should be a tortoise. They live 150 years. That's a great one.
Yeah, it's a fun.
I want to see that movie.
It's a really cool movie. It's strange. I admit it's not for everyone.
No.
But I really enjoyed it. You can probably find it on Netflix.
I'm sure.
It came out a couple of years ago, and
that's why this podcast is good, because we always get movies that we haven't seen and we should check out.
Yeah.
So check out The Lobster.
Check out The Lobster. It's not really a serious turn for John C. Reilly. He like plays a character with a lisp, and he's just kind of like a sad person, and all the characters you feel real bad for them because they're all kind of just like, it's really awkward. I think, what else has he been in recently? I think The Lobster was the one that rang a bell. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy. I forgot about that.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right. He definitely is a character actor in that one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you starred with Tilda Swinton in We Need to Talk About Kevin.
That's right.
Two of my character actors in one
Good
movie.
job. I know. Let's tie it all back.
Yeah. So, and then this really isn't television, but one of my favorite roles of his is he plays Dr. Steve Brule on Tim and Eric.
Oh, I haven't heard of this. No.
So it's an Adult Swim show on Cartoon Network. Tim and Eric it's like a very surreal sketch comedy.
Okay.
And he is probably their most famous character from one of their sketches, and he plays a doctor, but he's not really a doctor, and he's very dumb.
Okay.
And he has all these catchphrases.
Well, he's got a great voice, so he'd probably be perfect to do voiceover.
Yeah, it was a thing when I was in like high school and stuff, and so I won't quote it.
Okay. If you send me some clips, I'll add them in. But
yeah.
So those are your two picks?
Those are my two picks.
All right. Great job. Yeah. I mean, you were validated because other people picked them too. Aww. So that's okay, though. All right. Thank you, Samantha.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this podcast and are an iTunes user, please do the show a favor and head on over to the official iTunes page for Damn Good Movie Memories. Be sure to leave a rating and a review. This will allow the show to appear higher in the algorithm and spread the joy of this podcast to the masses. If you are not an iTunes user, you can still listen and subscribe on Podbean at damngoodmoviememories.podbean.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook under our Damn Good Movie Memories page. You can also listen to a limited number of episodes on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and be sure to tune in next week for an all-new episode of Damn Good Movie Memories.